Hello there, my name's Scott. Today I'm going to be doing a review on the Libero Corona Grande disposable electronic cigar, which I received from www.libero.co.uk. Before I start though, I must point out I did receive it free of charge for the purpose of conducting a review. My opinion of the product remains true, honest and accurate as always. Okay, so let's go straight ahead and show what's in the box. Okay, so here we have the Libero Corona Grande disposable cigar. So it is a disposable, so you're not going to be getting any sort of charges or anything like that included with it. Literally, you're just getting the cigar on its own. Okay, so this is obviously like a brand new one, which is I haven't opened yet, but they did very kindly send me out another one, which I've been using over the last sort of 4 days, and so far, you know, it's vaping really nicely. Okay, so to basically sort of set it up, just got to remove it from the packaging, and take it out of this part as well. And normally with the disposable cigars, you have to sort of activate it by pushing this section down, which will then click into place, and it will burst a like a foil sort of seal, which then allows like some of the juice to get down onto the atomizer. But on these new style ones, it's already sort of done for you, and literally all you got to do is just remove these little seals here. One is to obviously covering the air hole of the mouthpiece, and the other one is covering a little air hole here, which obviously you need to remove to allow sort of airflow basically. So just got to peel those off, and this one here as well. And very simply, now you can just start vaping. It's got a internal battery here, which is a 1300 milliamp hour battery, and according to the packaging, it says up to 1,000 puffs. Now I've not been actually counting how many puffs I've had, but you know it does seem to be really holding up well. Like I said, I've had it been using the other one for the last sort of 4 evenings, and I'd say it's been getting a good sort of 2.5 to 3 hours worth of use each evening, and so far I've still got plenty of flavour coming out, still got plenty of vapour, and so the battery and the cartomizer seems to be sort of holding up, or the cartridge should I say, seems to be holding up pretty well. But as it is a 1300 milliamp hour battery, I can't see it really sort of lasting me much longer. I would have thought maybe another evening's worth, and then that battery's going to die. But nevertheless, those sort of 4 to 5 evenings worth of nice sort of electronic cigar vaping is pretty good in my book. Okay, so it uses a automatic switch, so there's no little sort of buttons to press, and when you're doing how the the LED will light up a red colour. It's a hefty old beast. Unfortunately, I've got nothing here to sort of really compare it to sort of size wise, but I hold it next to my hand, and I've got big old hands, so that's probably a really bad comparison actually. Anyway, that is the Libero Corona Grande in all its glory, so let's go and see what it vapes like. Okay, so that is the Libero Corona Grande. So what I'll do now then is obviously go ahead and show you in action. So I'm going to have a few tokes on this one. Like I said, I've not even had one single vape off this one yet. And then what I'll do is I'll give you a quick blast on the one I've been using for the last sort of 4 evenings, just to sort of give a bit of a comparison to see how the fresh one compares to the one that's sort of probably near the end of its cycle. Okay, so this is the fresh one. I can tell that because I've removed one of the stickers just to make sure I don't get mixed up basically. As you see, like vapour wise, I think it's probably the very best cigar that I've ever had for the actual amount of sort of vapour volume. I've had a few good ones in the past, and I do think the disposable ones do tend to sort of work a little bit better than what the rechargeable ones do. And as you can see, vapour wise, you're producing a really nice amount of vapour. Now, whenever I do the reviews on cigars or electronic pipes, you always get the connoisseurs who come along and start sort of having a bit of a moan at me because like sometimes I inhale the vapour and that, and they say, oh, you're not meant to inhale that, you're meant to mouth it and enjoy the flavour. And I am aware of that obviously, but for me personally, I like to do a bit of mouthing and I like to do a bit of inhaling as well. So there you go basically. Bit of mouthing. a bit of inhaling too. Flavour of the Libero Corona Grande. Now, is it exactly like a real cigar? Bearing in mind it's been quite a long time since I had an actual real cigar. Sort of. And like, it is that very sort of nice sort of smoky taste to it. It's got quite a sweet sort of aftertaste, but it has got a very sort of strong woody tone to it as well. So the way that I sort of describe it, rather than now, yes, it tastes exactly like a cigar, I'll say it's a very sort of smoky, woody taste, which is not the best sort of description, but hopefully you can get an idea of what the actual sort of flavour is. But it's a very nice, palatable flavour. One thing I can say though, it does take quite a bit of getting used to the actual size of it, because when you first get it, like you're trying to put the whole thing in your mouth, and you know, it feels very uncomfortable. It just feels like it's just sort of miles too big. And in the end, I end up sort of almost sort of pressing my lips against it and inhaling that way, which is for me anyway a lot more sort of comfortable. But you know, it does have that very much a feel like it's a really big sort of fat Cuban cigar basically. Like I said, this is one here I've been using for the last sort of four evenings, and it's been having at least, I'd say at least sort of 2.5 hours of really good sort of proper, like not chaining, but you know, sort of pretty much sort of fairly constant use out of it. And so far it is still going strong. Now, since I've obviously opened up the new one, I have noticed now there is a difference in the flavour. At first I thought the flavour was still like just as good as when I first got it, but when I compare it to the new one now, I can see that the flavour has sort of obviously dwindled a little bit. But vapour wise, I still think it's pretty good really, considering it's probably coming to the end of its battery cycle. So this is the like the 4-day-old one, or 4-evening-old one. Yeah, like, I think vapour-wise, I still think it's pretty much sort of matching it. But flavour-wise, there really is now I've just had another try now, you can really tell there's quite a big difference in the flavour. Now obviously, because I've been using it over those 4 days, and it's been sort of quite a gradual reduction in the flavour, I've not really sort of noticed it. But when you sort of compare it to like the new one, you can really tell the difference in flavour now. This is a lot more sort of, it's still got the flavour, but this is a lot more richer in flavour. Yeah, definitely a big difference in the flavour though. But nevertheless, I still think for 4 sort of good evenings worth of vaping, I still think it's sort of doing quite well really. Now obviously, I don't think you're going to buy one of these on like a daily basis to replace sort of buying like a rechargeable sort of kit, because that wouldn't be sort of very cost effective. But, you know, if for instance, you've got Christmas coming up, like people want to hand these out around the pubs, if you're having your Christmas dinner down the pub, then you know, I think they'll be absolutely ideal really. You know, it has been a very enjoyable vape, and obviously it really does sort of feel like a proper big fat sort of Cuban cigar in your hand. Now if you do want to inhale it, you are still getting that really nice sort of strong kick in the back of your throat, getting a very nice sort of thump. I can't remember what nicotine strength the actual cartridges are in here, or the cartridges in here, but I think I recall seeing it as 2.4 or 24 milligram strength, but don't quote me on that though. But you know, I'm getting that really nice sort of kick down. So all in all, like the battery seems to be sort of holding up quite well. It's a 1300 milliamp hour battery, and if I can get in sort of 4 sort of good evenings worth of vaping out of it, like I said, if you're just going to be using these for handing out to your mates down the pub on your stag do's and things like that, then it'll easily, very easily, last you like the full evening, pretty much sort of solid vaping. You know, I've got no negatives to say about it really. It's just a very nice cigar-like vape. You know, if you fancy trying one of these out for yourself, go along to www.libero.co.uk, type in this code at checkout, and that'll give you a 20% discount every time you purchase from them. Thank you very much for watching, and also come along and visit my website at www.e-cigar.co.uk. e-cigreviews.com. That's e-cig-reviews.com. Cheers guys, happy vaping, see you later.